Hello, everybody. This is Doug, and with me is.
Isaac232.
And this is our commentary track for the Tammy and the T-Rex crossover. And this story is actually completely true, isn't it?
Yes, it is. See, originally, I was supposed to find the movie as like a piece of loot somewhere. I would watch it, then after panicking, you would show up. But, oh, it might have also included the doctor of the movie.
Yeah,
But,
he wanted to put Dr. Walkenstein in his own canon.
yep. Unfortunately, as you've already seen, Lupa got to it.
Yeah, so this was pretty much our exact reaction when we discovered it. And your armor there, you had to peel through your archives to figure out what that armor looked like, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't think I would ever have to use it again, so yeah, I deleted it. But I saved it this time,
And watch,
just
you'll
in
never have
case.
to actually use it again.
Well, you never know. Like, this is one of those times.
Okay, I guess.
That looks so weird in the World Breaker armor.
Yeah, model viewer isn't perfect. In fact, as you're gonna see, it's gonna fail in just a moment. The people who make the model viewer still can't get the bugs out of everything. Like with the eyes. The character model for the eye glow, well, it doesn't show up. Hell, the more recent version you can notice. I mean, I don't use the more recent version for him, but basically the eyes are closed altogether. In older versions, you can see them open. There's just no eye glow.
So I think that would be preferable to having them closed. But geez, having to do that manually, that must be a pain.
Yes, it is. But the nice thing is that helmet I had, the old helmet, the eye glow comes from the helmet. So what you were seeing came from the helmet, so I didn't have to do anything extra with it.
You might just want to, I don't know, find a helmet that has the eye glow, but I guess you don't want to kind of cover up your head. And you already kind of set up your character model for the season.
Yeah. So I tried a limit on the any new animations. At least for characters that are Night Elf, Undead, or Blood Elf. They're the ones with the eye glow problem.
Death Knights too. Well, no, Death Knights work. I started trying out Model Viewer as well.
They would have the same kind of eye glow effect. It's just blue.
You've worked with people before, and what did you think of this time working with me?
I think it's a different experience. Like, trying.
And you worked with Hardcore Kid and Cartoon Hero before?
Yeah, both times I had to watch the movie separately on my own, but this was the first time that I sat down with with you for this.
Yeah, because we watched this on YouTube over a service called, I think, SyncTube or something similar to that, and we just kind of sat down and watched the whole movie together, and just kind of took notes.
Yeah, and I think that worked pretty well.
Yeah, because then we were able to kind of bounce ideas off each other and kind of riff the movie as it was going. A lot of these jokes that you're seeing kind of just came from us, like talking about making jokes during the movie itself.
Yeah, like you don't really see it, and we think it's probably just the YouTube quality or whatever. But it felt like this was an 80s movie set, even though this was made in the 90s.
Yeah, it was like 1994, I believe, and maybe it was caught kind of in development hell or kind of a late 80s development, but it seems like a fairly low-budget movie. Maybe they spent a lot of time editing it or something, I don't know.
Yeah, but even then, a lot of the people seem to act 80s, and I think when we see Michael and Tammy's room, it kind of does seem like something out of the 80s.
Well, this was back in the 90s, before the 90s had really kind of developed an identity for themselves.
True. But yeah, we had a fun time looking at things and figuring out how we could abuse it to our advantage.
Originally had a weirder bit written for eating the flower.
I think it would involve. Oh, yeah, I think it involves the fire flower bit, but I
Yeah,
think you
yeah,
did
we
it
just
better.
kind of adapted that somewhat, like because he originally had it written where your character eats a fire flower and then just breathes fire.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
And it's a funny observation, but I didn't really know about the execution of it.
True. I think whenever I work, I just tend to think it's something I would do alone. I'm
Yeah,
not really good with. I can't really say I know everybody what they would do,
yeah,
even though I
exactly. You
watch
kind
their.
of had a you. I can't really fault you for it, but you kind of had trouble writing exactly kind of what my character or what I would say in a lot of these situations. Some of the times you ended up giving me lines that I probably wouldn't say, like in particular my reaction when he starts killing the guys of the party.
Yeah.
That was originally written for me, but it was like, no, I think that'd be better for your character. You kind of set yourself up as kind of the surprise, especially after the Tyrion's Bell review. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
tear him up.
Yeah. And I watch people's videos, and yet I still can't get a grasp on what they would really think of stuff.
It's tough sometimes because you got to think from their perspective, and a lot of people have that kind of problem. That's what causes so many problems in the world. People can't see things from other people's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tend to like reviewing bad movies or good movies?
I pretty much just like. Yeah, sorry. Well, it's more fun to do the bad ones because there's so much you can laugh at, make fun of. But I like doing good movies too because you can still make fun of them, and yet it's a good way to show people what might be good.
Yes, it's a
Or
good way to praise a good movie if you actually liked it. And
and maybe
that's
give
shot right
like
there with the here's your drink. I picture that going considerably different from the actual clip they ended up using.
hmm, I tried. It
Well,
just
I never showed you like a you were the one editing the movie, so it was up to you. I mean, it's your show, so you had kind of creative control over this stuff.
yeah. Given the way Loki was set up, I had to pretty much make it convincing. Like I had to block the lower part of his body just to make. And actually, I thought that worked well since in the movie here,
Yeah,
it's
you see the guy, the not Arnold Schwarzenegger, blocking the view of the T Rex.
yeah, which was coming from in front of him, and then yeah,
Wait. What?
Yeah, T Rex's arms aren't that long. It's like, come on.
exactly. So there's no way that would work. But yeah, with good movies, it's also like a nice way to show a different opinion because this could also be the same kind of movie someone might have hated.
Yeah, but this is a movie that you really can't go into it expecting spectacular cinema. You go into it expecting a stupid kind of just kind
Yeah.
of schlock film, which is
Yep.
really kind of the fun of it. I mean, they never really does try to take itself seriously, which you touch on. You mentioned that, and I guess that there's kind of a charm to it in that sense.
Yep. It's like pure 90s, 80s.
Whatever.
The kind of bad you can laugh at, like The Room.
The Room. I think this is more enjoyable than The Room.
Yeah. At least a lot more stuff happens here.
Yeah. They get
I mean, look, you got a car chase.
Yes. The Mortal Kombat bit paid off so much. Paid off so well.
I was lucky to find the text for that. Yeah. Thought it would be nice to add. To make him more convincing. I tried to match it like in the games, like I had to
Yeah,
really...
it moves in and zooms up.
This one I had to improvise though, because
Yeah, because there's nobody in the game called Billy.
So what the hell? They forced their way into
Oh,
Tammy's
yeah.
house while the parents were home. Chased Michael with their cars.
I thought it might have been better if you ended up, because I gave him a clip of me saying Animality and kind of that voice. I think it might have gone better if you just used both my voices so there wasn't kind of a disconnect there.
Why hasn't Tammy
True.
called the police yet?
A lot of it comes down to editing. It's a lot of subtleties because I'm kind of trying to. I'm such a huge control freak when it comes down to editing. That's why it takes so long for me to get my videos out because I'm constantly going through them. I'm adjusting like individual frames. Like sometimes a frame will an image will hold on it'll hold on an image for almost a bit too long, so I'm adjusting it a couple frames each direction until I find the right timing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think ends up paying off in the end because a lot of people have said that my commercial failure videos are hilarious, and I'm sure that comes down to part of the editing because editing is a big thing in comedy. You want to keep a very high, a very quick pace in it. But
Yeah.
doing crossovers like these, it kind of forces me to relax and let other people kind of take the responsibility.
I know I do.
Yeah, it does.
I almost expect to hear the Imperial March of these guys show up.
Yeah. Of course, there need to be more people because he has a whole gang with him, and him being the leader, he'd be Darth Vader.
Nah, he'd be Darth Maul.
Yeah, does nothing at all. Only has a few lines.
I think I did that yay, our blank is almost dead joke a bit too much.
Okay,
I
is everybody in this
don't know if that
hospital
was the
campus
take you
other
had
than
the
Furbury allows
had a lot of takes for. I don't know. I delete
delete
after everything. I just
Yeah,
delete.
but I mean I think I did that because I used that joke 3 times. It's like yay, our friend is still almost dead, or yay, an innocent boy just died, or yay, a brilliant scientific mind just died. I think I did that a bit too much.
Speaking of which, here we would have had a lot of clips,
Yes,
but
we had a lot more clips planned for this. We had like 7 or 8 listed in the script.
yeah, but
We
given the length of the scene and
we had ones
go,
from like Simpsons. We had like Dr. Nick planned there. We
yeah,
had
but
clips from Third Rock from the Sun.
not only could I not find some, but some of them just seemed like they didn't fit in with what was going on right then.
Yeah.
They would just break the pacing.
Well, I figured you were just kind of showing other examples of doctors and saying this one is the worst.
Hmm. Oh, and
The boom mic. Oh my god.
So after Dumb and Dumber, fade from overacting,
Oh, and
walk aside
here's
and
something
Michael out of the hospital.
we didn't
This is
know.
something Lupa missed. And you could, if you look down there, you can see that the stairs go down, but they must have had like boards there or something, and she just kind of pushed it off from there.
Maybe it's construction work. That explains it. Well, I think that was one of your edits.
Yeah, I edited that clip myself because like I said, I'm a very perfectionist. So when it comes to using specifically my own memes, I use my own text, my own font there, and edit it the way I wanted. Because the way you came at it just looked weird.
Nobody would accept it. I guess that's one way to work within your budget.
With the brain and the dinosaur, Walkenstein leaves to do evil
Yeah,
doctor things while Bobby and
I
is
think
that?
that was. Wait, what was you think? What?
No, go ahead.
I think it was definitely they were trying to work within their budget because they wanted this thing to be an actual dinosaur, but it's like that looks like crap. Oh well, we'll make it a robot.
Yeah.
We want pizza.
But yeah, given that though, it just seems like we keep bouncing back and forth between what they want. Because the minute the brain is in the dinosaur, it becomes like a living thing with all the
Instinct. It's like blood. He has blood. He's like he can't. He doesn't have blood. He's a robot.
except we don't ever see blood, so can't take their word for it.
That must have been composited because that looked like the exact same walk cycle as the one from the where she's
opening.
riding on him. Yeah.
And the worst case example of how long his arm can be. That is. And where is his ear?
I
Do
guess
we
it's
even
up.
have?
No, it wouldn't be there. It'd be up further on his head, I think, or he wouldn't be able to. Yeah, he wouldn't be. He would have to move that between his ear and his mouth.
Well, that's still not as bad as some of the messages
Oh,
that come on
and
my phone.
oh, this part here.
bitch.
This one originally lasted like a minute long.
It was like a minute and a half, yeah, because Herbis from the H Show sent a hilarious clip to me, and I tried to use the whole. I wanted to use the whole thing because it was just so great, but it just went on too long, so I ended up using these other ones that people had.
Now, what was the inspiration for the Doug Walker one?
I just figured, it'd be a funny joke where if I get a call from Doug Walker and it's like, not this guy again.
Oh,
Of course, Tammy is there too, because after your boyfriend
And
is
earlier we
killed
had a
by lion,
little
I
edit
feel like, because
problem.
like in reality, if Doug Walker were called me and said, "Oh God, I'm such a huge fan of you. Please pick me up by your site."
Oh,
Yeah,
so that
how
would
dare
be an
she show
email,
genuine
but
remorse and feel sorry for what
It
happened.
might be a
The
Skype
fun
call. You
doesn't
never know.
last long as Michael the T-Rex
how would he
decides
get your
it's time to
Skype
get
though?
I don't know. He'd get it from Lord Cat or someone. I don't know. I'm overthinking this stuff. The site is so full right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's always seemed like they had plans for, like, inked reality, I believe.
Yeah, they wanted to spin that off into its own site.
It makes him no better
Don't
than
know
they
what
are.
whatever
We
happened
didn't
with
see
it.
Laughing Girl get hers.
All these characters in
Billy
this
goes
movie
to
are
warn everybody.
just so stupid.
I know.
Godzilla's clone! Quick, run away from the dinosaur on wheels!
Run! There's a dinosaur. It's like Nelson. Like,
Yeah.
please kill Byron. Please kill Byron. Please kill Byron. This is another example where you could totally see that it's a guy with
Yeah, if
like
you looked closely, there was like
shoulder-long gloves.
Oh, sure.
Right, and you can
That's
see, you
him
can
with
clearly
it.
see the dinosaur's shoulder,
That maybe
and then
it
the
was his
hands coming from a
dinosaur
completely
instincts
different
that were
angle.
causing him to kill,
The
but
arms
no,
would have to be
it
like
was
8
Michael
feet
the
long.
whole time. Michael the
And
murdering
here's something I
dinosaur.
think you
Oh, come on.
suggested.
Are you saying if you ever
That-
found yourself in the body of a 15-foot tall
What
velociraptor,
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
the devil sword clip.
I don't know. I think there should have been more here, but
That's what you get for
I don't know.
having my
Given
class
the
every
still image,
expansion.
it
Soon
worked
the police
well.
show up, and if you thought the
Yeah.
doctors were useless,
I've actually been on the Blizzard campus once.
oh, what's it like?
It's big. It's a great place to work. I mean, they have a cafeteria on site and everything, and they actually have their own. They have actually have their own like things that they make. They have something called a Blizzard burger. It's just a hamburger, but it's like
oh, and it turns out that the sheriff is
I was
Byron's
expecting
father.
ice on that burger.
no, they have like a small museum of like all their accomplishments and everything. They have like they have the copy of StarCraft that went up on the space shuttle and everything.
Meanwhile, back at
There was a StarCraft game that went on a shuttle?
Yeah, one of the guys on the space shuttle brought the StarCraft game with him. I don't think he played up there. I don't know, maybe he did. I don't know.
I wonder if he could.
Well, at least with him being a two-dimensional character is actually a step up.
I actually had to slow down that bit there because the clip almost ended.
Oh, I ended up like looking away or something.
She has a visitor.
No, it went to black.
Oh. I guess I should have edited a bit longer. Yeah, I sent him a series of my clips with black in between them, so for easy editing. But I guess I left that one a bit too long or a bit too short.
Yeah, I don't think it was too bad. For some reason, I keep thinking they keep changing the dinosaur because he didn't look nearly as wrinkly as before.
Well, they just need to retighten the glove on the arm right there.
Just make sure you disconnect it before you review Zoo.
What?
And you have been warned about Zoo.
I don't know if I'll ever touch upon that one because, given the subject matter, yeah.
You do plan on using the bestiality alarm in the future, and I'm looking forward to that because those are going to be good jokes.
I just need to find good enough movies to use them because if you've seen my stuff before, you know how I usually, I don't know how to really put it though.
It tends to be fairly. It doesn't tend to have a lot of innuendo in it.
Right.
She does manage to figure it
And
out.
only if it seems really unnatural, like here, obviously the mechanical dinosaur and the Tammy falling for it, and especially later, like really.
Yeah, where she's actually sharing the barn with him. I mean, that clip is edited, but the sounds weren't too far apart.
And given what Byron says and what Tammy does,
Are you decent? And then she's pulling over her shirt. Like, yeah, I'm okay. Like,
yeah,
what the hell happened in here?
it might as well be. And the logic of this movie is really screwed up. Bodies would not decompose that quickly.
Yeah, especially if he only died the day before.
Unless a zombie outbreak occurred.
Or
then...
just the person. And they usually use like makeup or whatever because they have people that do that. They make it look like the person is like still okay, and they have like the wake or whatever. And if it was just the previous day, he would still look fairly good. He wouldn't look all decomposing crap unless the parents couldn't afford a bed. Or I guess with the uncle there, it's just like the uncle was his only family. They said because they never really touch about that. They only said the uncle was his only family, so that was the only person who cared about him was Tammy.
Right. And how did nobody notice the cut line that was on Michael's head? Like, really? Nobody noticed?
Well, he was eaten by a lion. Maybe he saw the. Maybe they thought he got cut open or like there or something. I don't know.
When the doctors took him in, they would have had to have noticed too. I don't know. I just feel like there should be a lot more going on.
Well, that's why they left the door open for a sequel.
Way to stay classy, Sergeant Neville.
They pursue Michael,
Which thankfully we never got. Or fortunately we never got. I don't know.
So would it be as campy as this one?
It'd be even campier because they'd have less of a budget in the sequel.
Yeah, Michael's a computer now.
So yeah, he has to go around. It'd be like the Matrix, where he has to go into other people's bodies and solve crimes. What would the series be like?
I don't know.
What would the Tammy and the T-Rex series be like?
I don't know, but from what you were saying though, I was thinking Mind Jack.
So, I mean, Walkenstein is dead. So how would they even? If Walkenstein is dead, how did they even transfer his brain into that computer?
Plot hole.
Yeah, it's like who the hell did that?
Because of the reason. Hagen reference. And yeah, this obviously when they imply it, then it's well.
Yeah, that scene is really not too edited, but it's just a little bit. When you show your character on screen, you're always kind of sitting down. That's a composited shot. I not just you in the background, but also you and the knees. That's composited.
Well, Model Viewer is able to like. While you can have like one animation pose, there's a way to where you can have two different poses at once. I think how it works is that the lower half of your body is one bit of animation, and then the top is another. The only problem is that while you can control the frame rate when you have it paused, it doesn't work when you do it with two different poses. You can only do it with one animation pose. Can't do it with two.
So, well, I guess controlling the frame rate would just be down to the matter of editing at the end.
Yeah, when I have to do it like this, it's a matter of timing. I have to really be careful with when I hit the record button, or, well, record key.
Well, I figure when you hit the record key, then you just kind of.
But even then, I don't often. Even then, I don't often use the little control for the frame rate because I just want the thing to play.
Yeah.
It looks choppy if I fiddle around with the frame rate while the record thing is going. So it just feels better to just let it play out and then reuse it.
There was a bunch of really weird edits when we originally saw this movie. It felt like they were trying to censor things out.
I think Lupa mentioned that they really were trying to make this. Well, they were trying to prevent it from being an R-rated film, like.
So instead they kind of. We thought maybe it was because we got like an edited version off of YouTube or something. But if Lupa made that observation as well, I guess that's in the actual movie.
It probably is, because one of the clips of her review showed like Billy trying to swear, but it seems like it was edited or something. Because otherwise she wouldn't have gone. See, you can barely tell. Yeah, so. But we wouldn't know anyway, because I can't find any other copies of this movie.
Yeah, I don't think it had too many prints.
But even then, look at what's being shown here.
Yeah, his brain in a bowl. She ends up pouring like vodka or beer onto it or something, which can't be good for her brain.
Well, what she was doing,
and then she's kind of like dancing for him.
That's worth cutting out. But if they didn't, then obviously it was okay for their standards.
Yeah, well, I mean, which is weird double standard. I mean, horrible sex, horrible violence and gore. That's fine to show, but sex, no, you can't do that. That's a hard R now.
Yeah. The rating system was weird back then.
Speaking of which, this was really fun working with you.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally.
Of course, like the
Well,
PG-13
I'll
started in
let
like
you get back to what you were doing. Sorry to cut this
1985 or
short,
something,
but I need to start
1987.
work on my review of The Howling 7.
Oh, if you looked closely, I didn't have the eye glow there.
No, you can't really tell.
Oh, for the love of...
Yeah, the joke here is that Lupa also already reviewed The Howling 7, so...
Yeah,
Like, people ask me about, what's the... Well, I don't get that joke at the end. Like, Lupa already did The Howling 7. Like, oh.
I actually had somebody say, good luck with Howling 7. Like, they didn't get the joke, I guess. One of these days I will have to do the Howling movies, but for now I'm just gonna hold off on that.
And we end on with me actually hitting myself with the Game Boy. I didn't have a game in there, so that corner was actually kind of sharp.
And I believe you mentioned how, like, well, I put it in, then you mentioned that you did you want it in, or?
You put it in. It's like that's awesome. I was gonna say you could use that on the blooper reel if you want, but it's like then you already did it. So, yeah. That's the end of this. So we'll see you guys later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye bye.